Hey, my name is PolishLynx and welcome to the continuation of reality. That's right. Well, the events of the previous episode weren't the best, but we cannot do anything about it probably. We'll see. Anyway, Umi, I thought he would definitely outlive me. I never thought I would experience this. Never mentioned that a being who lives for hundreds of thousands of years would die in front of my eyes. If your theory is correct, we can simply change to another form being. This is only death of physical form. We really have no reason to be distraught. We must use the information he's given us. You're right. Wait, what? If Jake's theory is correct, wasn't that vision proof enough for you? That's right. Your predecessor explicitly told you that you must lead the spirits in a truth-seeking group to the other world in order to avoid calamity. I'm not convinced there is only one interpretation. There are layers of meaning here. I must have time to consider its vision alongside the first. Are you kidding? What is wrong with you? How can you continue denying the truth? You are stubborn as your predecessor. I don't know exactly what happened to him, but clearly he refused to take action because the time wasn't right. And look what happened. You were probably supposed to know how to avoid this calamity all along. For some reason he didn't tell you until it was too late, and look where that has gotten us. Hey. He's right, Yuki. Now is the time, not the time for slow contemplation. Without consideration, we keep making an awful mistakes. Importantly, they might have slipped. Yeah, attention, got it. What if this is not the right action? We could be sacrificing precious lives for no cause. What if this is not the right time? The vision spoke of signs. That sounds similar to what Max was saying. I wonder if Yuki could be right. Howards are dying. What stronger sign could there be? You put a mark upon your body, don't you, Yuki? The mark declares you to be the chosen one, as the origin shows. That is not relevant. How can you say that? It means everything. I really don't see why. Show it to us. Show us the mark. You are very demanding, Dreamwing. A little politeness wouldn't hurt once in a while. Please, Yuki, I think it would be helpful to see it. Does it really much symbol at the origin? It could be the sign that we are looking for. If you will insist. See, it's the same as the mark on the carving. Clear proof that you are meant to do this. What else do you need to know? I know literally nothing. Nothing has been proven. We have bits of memories and visions, that is all. Well, what were the other signs? When the signs align, the dream will come to you, and it will be the mark. The ancients will make it so. Aren't we part of the dream? As humans, we're here, we've come to you. Maybe us being here is the sign. That is one possible interpretation, but the vision could also be speaking of specific mark. If I'm going to bring up my birthmark, now would be the time. Come on, Lydia, don't be a chicken, this could be important. Well, I always thought this was a weird birthmark. Or, you know, kind of as a joke. A family curse. But look, this mark is similar to the one in the carvings. Oh yeah, I remember seeing it during the beta test. I didn't realize it before, but it does look similar. Interesting. God damn it. Sorry, but it's important. And you was right to bring here. The dream bears the mark. It's the same as the mark in the carvings. Your dream come here. You bear the sign that shows that the time is right for the chosen one to act. Why didn't you show us this earlier? First I thought it was a coincidence, and it's not something I like to talk about. Do you think it's really related? There is no way it could be a coincidence. Someone from the dream world showing up with a question mark with this timing. But Yuki's predecessor said the ancients would make it so. Does mean the ancients put this mark on me? How? Are we really only some kind of dream or a projection of their thoughts? Can they do anything to us? If they can mark me like this, what else can they do? What else have they already done without us knowing? That's so. Maybe Max was right about the ancients. I just don't understand. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I don't want to say the word is crumbling, but I think it's crumbling. What's going on? What's happening? What is this? Oh no! What is that sound? The bridge is in danger. We must stabilize it. Focus! What are you talking about? We've passed the tipping point. The bridge is fracturing. The bridge? You mean the bridge between Vitalia and the human world? Spirits, everyone! Crisis upon us! Focus of mental capacity upon the bridge between us and the dream. If we cannot stop the destruction here, who knows how far it might spread. We need to buy Yuki time. What are you asking us to do exactly? We all have a little bit of the power of the ancients in us. If we all work together, we might be able to slow the destruction. Just focus. Very well, young one. I feel it too. We must do this. May the ancients grant us strength. It's fracturing. All the fear is coming to pass. It's no use. We are too late. The sun rings upon us. Their near mighty stability, the strength of the ancients will live within our minds. What is happening? Everyone is healing for the mental net. I can block it out. This is what happens when there is an emergency in Italia. Yuki, you must find the answer and carry out the solution while we maintain the bridge. Everyone, Mala, Karyu, Morihei, listen to the call of the truth seekers. Don't let our efforts be in vain. Find the answer. Find the solution. Yuki. The signs are surprisingly conclusive. The time must be right. You don't say. But is it truly the right action? Why is it breaking now? It's my fault. Why would it be your fault? No, this was prophesied. First the bridge will break, then both worlds will follow, if we cannot prevent it. But we can, Yuki! Yuki! You must act! Now is the time, damn it! Send him over! Ko, can you take can you take Yuki to the other truth seekers? We cannot wait for them to arrive here. I will take him, it seems that is our only choice. No, even no. We cannot agree without consideration. What are you saying? If you don't do something, everything will be destroyed, man. Everything will be destroyed? How inconceivable that seems. And yet I can feel the fracturing in the core of my being. The sundering is pulling up on my heart, sending waves of doubt through my mind. I feel I can feel that too. It's weird. Do you know what that feeling is? It's what you feel when the world is collapsing around you and everything you ever knew and loved is dying and there is nothing you can do about it. Except that's not the situation we're in. You can do something. You must do something. Don't make a mistake that will destroy us all. Young dream think you are very passionate if you belong to an element, as we spirits do. I'm sure it will be fire. What does that have to do with anything? I'm your opposite, snow, cool, even and deliberate. Have you gone insane? And you have no patience, none at all, not even to hear me out on this one point. Just get to the point and what are you trying to say? I'm saying that I have felt the heat of your fire. I feel that there is truth in your words, as unbelievable as that seems, and I'm feeling some of the fire myself now. Hey. Go, let's go, take me to the closest Truska. I'm ready. We go now to perform sacrifice at first and the ancient sacrifice, so will we, and the cycle will continue. I cannot predict the outcome of this day, but we can never truly know what the future holds. If this becomes the last day of all that we know, of all that we love, at the least we'll have perished pushing back with all we have against the wave of our fate. Thank goodness. Hopefully we'll be able to fix things in time. If it hadn't taken forever to convince him to act, he would have had more time. Yeah, but at least he's acting now. I think we're having an effect. The bridge is becoming more stable. For the moment. But I know how long this will last. If you're lucky, long enough for you to complete his task. If not, either way you must go, quickly! Even if we are doing the right thing, if the bridge fractures, there is no telling how long it could take for the ancients to repair it. Are you telling us to return to the human world? Now? In the middle of the crisis? What's the point? And what's the point if everything's about to be destroyed? It won't matter. And if everything is safe, we can go back in time, right? No, listen to what I'm saying. It is likely the bridge will break even if we succeed, and there is no telling how long it will remain broken. You could be stranded here for the rest of your lives. But I want to stay here. Yeah, what if we want to stay? Would that be okay? I expect you could remain here safely. But what about your world? Are you prepared to give it up forever? Don't you have connections there? Yeah, but I'm thinking, if everything is ready... What are you trying to say? Spit it out! It's just that if what we think is true, our existence there in the human world is little more than a dream of the ancients. They create our physical bodies, and they can affect us. They can change our world. This mark my wrist is proof of that. Are we a little more than puppets to them? That's scary. Technically, it kind of is. Have to agree with that. But here... Here our minds exist independently from the ancients, don't they? You said that our physical presence here is a product of our own minds, right? These are complicated questions. Even I do not fully understand what it means for you, a product of the dream, to exist here in Vitalia. But even here... God damn it. But even here our existence depends upon the ancients. They may not be dreaming us into existence as they do in your world, but they sustain this world's ability to be physical. Even so, there is clearly more dependence here than in the human world. It's like one step up, if you're concerned about that kind of thing. Personally, Vitalia seems like the obvious choice. You may choose which world you wish to remain in, but do not make this choice lightly. What the remainder of our lives could depend upon this moment. However, do not spend too long considering the bridge could lose this momentary stability at any moment. If it breaks, the choice will be made for you. I understand. Now I must turn my energy to stabilizing the bridge. Make your choices, but I need to focus. Do not speak to me until you are ready. Well, I've already made my choice. I'm staying. I'll give you some space to make your decision. I'll be nearby if you need me. I don't know how we are supposed to make this choice. I mean, back home I have family, I have my real buddies, and I was just starting to get more serious about living my life. But is that world just a dream? A projection? Is it even real? Doesn't matter if it's real or not. I used to think I knew the answer to that question. Now I'm not so sure. Would I have stayed in realms if I could have? If it were indistinguishable from reality? Maybe. If everything in our world depends on the ancients, what does it make us? Are we really dream things? I don't know. But both worlds were created by the ancients. If our world isn't real, then this one isn't either. So you're saying it doesn't matter? Regardless where we are, we will always be puppets and tools for these ancient spirits? Huh. I'm just saying, if you're trying to decide based on which world is real, it's probably more complicated than you think. And who knows how much control the ancients have over us. Sure, they placed that mark on your wrist, but they might not have interfered in your life. But, you know, stuff! God damn it. But the way spirits talk about it, it's like our words is some big experiment they are running. It's like we're lab rats in a controlled environment. She's kinda correct about this. It looks like this, doesn't it? It kinda does. It sounds like that. Apparently, I was only able to come here so easy because I was there linked to experiment. The radiation. The spirits have just been using me this whole time. Everything I ever confided in them. Everything I learned about the human world. It was all just a way to get information about their experiment. It's hard to believe Kumori would do that to me. But, well, he did. She did. Well, I'm not sure they think of us as people. Yuki certainly doesn't. But Umi believed in me, respected me, and I thought Kumori did too. Can we really live here? Can we really be happy in a world inhabited by beings who are so different from us? Ben thinks so. It doesn't seem to bother him at all that he might be the only human here. But that's Ben. He hated his life in our world. For me, life isn't perfect at home, but it's life. It's what I know. Everything I know. I thought you didn't like the idea of living in an experiment, a world that may or may not be real. I'm just trying to consider this from all angles. We might be stuck with this decision for the rest of our lives. We don't have much time, and there's no way we can think through all the possibilities. It's too complicated. So what are we supposed to do? Well, we just have to choose the world that feels real to us. For Ben, he feels more alive here, in this world. This is the world he believes he belongs in. We just have decided where we think we belong. Italia is pretty incredible, but I've never felt that I belong here. I'm not even sure what that would feel like. How do you know where you belong? I know, friends, family, feeling that you're doing what you should be doing. I used to think I had that here, but now, who knows? Yeah. I need some time alone to figure this out. Yeah, me too. In the end, it will be my decision, right? Understanding my feelings has never come easy to me. But logic alone isn't going to lead me to a solution here. I need to understand how each outcome would make me feel. I need to imagine it. The human world, being there, always. Or Italia, never being able to leave, always here. I guess this is your choice, right? I think, all in all, but honestly, god damn it. You have so many photos, I should make the decision lightly. Consider staying. Oh, okay, there is nothing you want to say about this. Alright, so technically you have nobody to return to. In this world you have. Or maybe more like you believed you have someone. So technically wherever you go you'll have kinda fresh start. On the other hand, we don't know if the bridge will collapse completely, right? Maybe it will be there. You know what? You know what? I think... Let's go back. Let's go back. I think that's a good choice. Italy has always been my precious refugee, a place of comfort, safety, adventure and learning, but that was only because the spirits accepted me and cared about me. That was why I loved this place. But now I'm no longer sure what they think of me. They aren't like me, they aren't human, they are foreign creatures, and their minds don't work the same way mine does. How can I exist for the rest of my life in a world inhabited by these alien creatures, with no chance for human connection, no chance for anything resembling a normal life? Not that I ever had much chance for that, but even if there are no friends waiting to greet me back home, and no family who might miss me, I should return. The human world is the world that I belong in, for I am human. I'm tired of pretending to be something I'm not. I'll discard the persona of genius programmer Jacob Lesad and try to be myself. Decide. Alright, decide, man. The Jacob's reality has changed. How can I make this choice? How can I know which world is the right one for me to exist in? I've always had a vague sense of isolation and drunkenness in the human world. Is that normal? Kinda. But Vital is still so worrying to me. So strange. Ben will be here in this world if I stay. At least I'll know I won't be the only human here. I won't be alone. No. You have your family. Can we ever know? Can we ever know if what we're experiencing is real? Can we ever be sure we're not dreaming or trapped in a simulation? Am I dreaming right now? Or is my life the dream? Part of me wishes to just stay here and hide away forever. I bet I would have done that at one point, just like I always escape into VR when things get tough. But during the beta test, when I thought Ben was running away from it all, stubbornly thanking Vitalia, I couldn't help feeling that he should go back and face his real life. Was Ben just trying to get away from things he didn't want to face? I can do it. I finally started thinking about what I want to do with my life. Finally started looking to that and Maggie more. Nice. Exactly my thinking here. Life has always felt a bit surreal to me. Maybe it's normal. Or maybe there's something wrong with me. Either way, it does mean I can just leave it all behind. I need to face reality. It's time to wake up. Well, I decided already, so... Maybe I should tell Ben. Hey Ben, do you mind if we talk? Sure, I'm having trouble deciding what to do. You might not have much time left. No, I decided I'm going back. My life is in the human world. Whether it's real or not, it's real to me. And I need to face it. I guess it's goodbye then. Yeah, maybe forever. Really, I'm glad I met you. If you hadn't been there for me, who knows what would happen. You even got my body to the hospital. You really looked after me. Thank you for everything. Seriously. You barely knew me then, but you really cared what happened to me. Not really. That meant a lot to me. It was nothing, Ben. I wanted to help. We should probably go back. Komori asked us to talk to her once we've made our choice. Yeah, let's go. It is time, Komori. You have done enough. Ko has gone. All the other truth seekers have accepted their sacrifice. The bridge will need to hold without you. I must wait for the humans to return. I can abandon. Finally you came back. Did you forget that we are in the middle of a crisis? I thought I told you to hurry. Life-changing decisions don't come easily. I didn't think we were gone that long. What have you decided? I'm going back. I'm going back too. Listen, humans. Komori, it is time. I know, just give me a moment. You've had another moment. Komori, time is running out, and I believe all of the 12 must be sent over to avoid the destruction. The time is now. Understand, fine, do it now. I talk to them as I fade. Wait. Farewell, clever Komori. You were always the quickest fast. You always had something new to contribute. Now you may join our companions again in the world of the ancients. Komori! I didn't realize I was so distracted by the decision I had to make. You're being sent over too. Of course, I'm a truth seeker. One with 12, I'm the last now. Yuki has already sent the rest. So quickly? Listen to me, Jacob, I don't know how long we have. With destruction progressing so rapidly, I'm being pulled across faster than I knew he was. I'm listening. I know you're angry at me. You feel that I betrayed you, misled you, and never cared for you. In a sense, you are right. How do you follow your own interpretation of the origin, knowing that you were wrong? I'll do build grand plans upon your misconceptions. Your company, the band, does everything. With word of truth, I could have saved you years of hard work. Exactly. But Jacob, you should know one thing before we part ways. I will miss you. I will miss our discussions of human notions. I will miss pretending to be stupid for you, and your patient explanations. I will miss watching you study our
history, mythology, and being fascinated by everything about Vitalia. I'll miss the fire and rise as you made new discoveries, and his small smile tried to hide when you felt wind wanted. I'll miss you, Jacob Lessard.
Kumori. Ew. Forgive. I'll miss you too. Even if you were never straightforward with me, I know it was part of your duties as a truth seeker. And it doesn't change the friendship we shared. That was real. I can see that now.
It was real, and I'm glad it existed.
Me too.
I'm sorry for making you suffer. I'm being cold. I cannot remain here much longer. Farewell, Jake.
She's gone.
Humans, if you're going, you must go now. The bridge continues to fracture.
I know, I'm just trying to let the sight of this place sink in one last time. I may never see it again.
It's weird to think I may never see Vitaly again. How will I know if this experience was even real?
Well, we're both heading back, but we'll end up in different places. I guess this is goodbye.
Yeah, I guess so. Goodbye, Jacob.
Farewell.
Bye, Ben. Lilia. Goodbye.
I should go.
You're really going, huh?
It's what I decided.
JK, thanks for trying to help me and for letting me be here in Vitalia.
You shouldn't be thanking me, Ben. I have been good to you. During the beta test, I was just using you, and the other testers. It wasn't right. And they didn't really help you find any of the answers you were looking for here. Jake, you brought me to Vitalia, to the place I belong. If it weren't for you, I can imagine what my life would be like. I'm glad that being here makes you happy, Ben. But I can't stay. It wasn't bad, spending so much time together this past month. I'll miss you, Ben.
I'll miss you too.
This may be the last time we ever talk.
But who knows, the bridge might not break completely, or it might be fixed quickly.
Yeah, I hope so. If so, I'll be back soon.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Ben.
Bye, Jake.
Lilia decided whether or not to support Jacob's theory about the origin. He chose to support Jacob's theory and have been convinced the spirits he was right. This choice impacted Lilia's relationship with Jacob. What? 79.2% of players made this choice. Lilia had to decide whether to share her birthmark with the others. You chose to share the birthmark just in case it was actually relevant to the comedy. The choice impacted whether you acted in time or not. 76.4% of players made this choice. Jacob had decided whether to stay in Italy or return to the world. You chose to return to the human world betrayed by the spirits. This choice determined Jacob's future. 43.9% of players made this choice. Huh. So most people would decide. Well, basically decided It's better for him to stay in Vitalia. I mean, it would make sense, to be honest, as well. I mean, he starts here or here, it's a fresh start for him, basically. Lilia had to decide whether to stay in Vitalia or return to the real world. You choose to return to the human world to stop running away from your life. This choice determined Lilia's future. 59.8% of players made this choice. Jacob had decided whether to forgive Kumori or not. You choose to forgive her, knowing that she cared about you. This choice impacted Jacob's relationship with Kumori and the spirits. 88.4% of players made this choice. Epilogue. Although they were too late to stop the collapse of the bridge, in time the Truth-Seeker's sacrifice had the effect all hoped for. The worlds were saved, the destruction was stopped, and the calamity averted. Existence as the humans and spirits knew it continued. Yuki remained in Vitalia to reform the order of the Truth-Seekers and ensure that the next generation would receive the knowledge that he was denied. He also became fascinated with Ben, insisting that he must be more spirit than human, and frequently calling Ben to his side for lengthy discussion on life and philosophy. Yuki also insisted that Ben become his assistant in all things related to truth-seeking. Ben immersed himself in spirit society, spending his days on the simple tasks and the joys of living directly from a verdant land. He studied the traditions of the spirits, and came to understand their ways of being and thinking. The spirits marveled at his human quickness and soon came to regard him as an equal. Once in a while he embarked upon journeys through the lesser-known regions of Vitalia to discover the beauty of his world, and the knowledge hidden in remnants of the ancient civilizations. At Yuki's urging, he often visited the Truth-Seeker's library and became involved in the task of reorganizing the order. After many years, Yuki revealed his belief that Ben was meant to be his successor, the leader of the Truth-Seekers who would send the next generation across the bridge to continue the cycle of sacrifice. At first, Ben balked at this notion, sure that Yuki was wrong, for there was no way he could live long enough to see the next cycle. However, as the years passed and he showed no signs of aging, Ben admitted that perhaps Yuki was correct. Perhaps there was something more spirit about him than human. He accepted the role of Yuki's successor and spent long hours studying and training for his future tasks. The human world and the time he had spent there became as distant to him as a half-remembered dream. Upon his return to the human world, Jacob was faced with the messy task of dissolving Intermans and announcing to a mass of disappointed VR enthusiasts that the Penta development was permanently cancelled. Several news outlets picked up the story, focusing on Ben's continued unconsciousness and pointing to this as the reason for the collapse of the company. However, no lawsuit was ever filed against Jacob and denied. With no new developments, Intermans and the Penta disappeared from the public eye. Jacob intentionally sank into obscurity, leaving his public persona behind, and threw himself into unraveling the mysteries of Italia and humanity. He spent his days digging for any hint of Italian human lore, and writing an exhaustive treatise on the nature of existence. He sought answers to the many questions remaining. What were the ancients? How did they manifest the physical? And what did it mean for humanity to be a product of their minds? Based on his research, he worked on new simulations and devices aimed at repairing the bridge between the worlds. He hoped that someday in the future he might be able to visit Vitalia once again, to find answers which simply could not be found in the human world. When she returned home, Lilia could not find the courage to tell her family about everything she had experienced. She didn't want them to think she had gone crazy. She often wondered if she actually had gone crazy, and whether everything that had happened had been real or not. Feeling confused, isolated, and shaken, for a time she retreated into her old life of playing realms, avoiding the things that were troubling her. However, in time, the harsh impact of what she had been through began to lose its edge, and she began to accept that everything she had experienced in Vitalia had not been a dream or delusion, but something real. She remembered that she had made the choice to return to the human world for a reason, to be with her family and to live her life. Lila was able to follow through with her resolution to reconnect with her family, getting into the habit of making time to be with them even when her life was busy and demanding. Yes! Thanks to her diligence, the three of them became closer than ever before. Yes! And Lila found that she could trust and rely on them in any situation. Yes! Also, she finally, on the picture, is not wearing those glasses, and it doesn't look like she has a bald area. Leah soon emerged from the haze of realms and got back on track to transfer to the University of Maryland. She was still fascinated by the concept of creating a virtual world indistinguishable from reality, and was excited to start studying computer science seriously again. At first, college life was a culture shock for Lilia, but she quickly got involved in the simulation lab of the CompSci department, where students and professors worked together to develop and study all things VR and neural. In this scholarly and focused atmosphere, Lilia found that she could be comfortable, even for social situations were not her forte. Eventually, members of the simulation lab succeeded in drawing her out of this setting and into the wider social sphere of the university. Lilia learned to enjoy meeting new people and to manage her social anxiety with positive self-affirmations. Eventually, she was rewarded with new friends, and her anxiety naturally abated and became much less crippling. By the end of her time at the university, she had become the unofficial leader of the simulation lab, frequently voicing her findings to the group, and becoming well respected enough to influence the course of the lab's research. Lee often thought about everything she had experienced in Vitalia, and all she now knew about the nature of existence in the human world. She still had many questions that she couldn't find answers to. She developed a habit of writing all these questions in a journal to get them off her chest, and organized her thoughts. She hoped that one day she might be able to return to Vitalia and find the answer to some of her questions. But for the present, she was excited about the work she was doing, and thoughts of Italy were only for the quiet, lonely moments of her life. Although Lilia was unusually engrossed in her work, all the requisitions bed would cross her mind. She recalled their brief interactions and that they had seemed to have a lot in common. She wondered if they would have become friends if things had worked out differently, but she hoped that Ben was happy in Italy, the world that he loved and felt that he belonged in. I mean, he was. Soon after the breaking of the bridge, feeling lost and confused, Lilia contacted Jacob, seeking some confirmation as to whether or not she had experienced in Vitalia had been a dream or delusion. At the time, Jacob was overwhelmed with the complexities of dissolving instruments and only answered in brief, uncomforting snippets. Lilia was disappointed by his lack of communication. They had never gotten along very well, but she still couldn't help feeling he owed her an explanation. However, once Lilia pulled herself together and started living her life again, she accepted that he simply did not care enough to answer her questions. As she became more engrossed in her studies and her new life, she rarely thought of Jacob. Once, many months later, Jacob contacted her, apologizing for his lack of communication earlier, and offering to answer her questions. However, by this time, Lilia was comfortable with her feelings about Italia. After a few brief chats, their correspondence quickly lapsed. Although they shared unique knowledge of what reality truly was, Lilia and Jacob remained virtual strangers to one another. Huh. But is this really it? I will wait until the credits will roll out, because sometimes you can't believe that stuff. Or you really can't. Anyway. I enjoyed it a lot. The game, I mean. If world is created like that, and so on, that would be kinda crazy, wouldn't it? If this was all a dream, it really would be something else. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Who knows? Maybe at some point all of us will find the answer to that. For now, no freaking clue. Anywho, hope you enjoyed reality with me. I don't know what I'm going to play next. We'll see. Soon. For now, hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you in the next game. Hopefully as enjoyable as this one. Until then, Bye bye.